welcome back. So, the last time that I spoke to you guys, I was in the middle of a reading slump, and I think that I finally got out of that reading slump. I've been reading the past few days or something like that, and it hasn't felt like forced or anything like draining on me. Um, so, I think that I'm officially out of the slump. The slump lasted from about the beginning of September to the 27th of September, so almost the entire month I had a reading slump, didn't really want to read, which is kind of disappointing because I really like reading. It's one of my de-stressors, if that makes sense. It helps me calm down sometimes. Music does the same thing. It's just one of those things that I enjoy doing, but when I'm in a reading slump, it's just weird because like I don't want to read, but I do want to read, but I don't. It's just a weird dynamic that we have going on, but we're over it, so that's all that matters right now. And I also got two more books, which is also part of the reason why I think that I came out of the slump, because I love getting new books and reading them and like just looking at the covers and that kind of stuff and like analyzing stuff like that. So I'm really excited about these two new books, as well as the other two books that I left off with. Just a heads up though, I don't think that I'm going to finish any books this month in September unless I do an audiobook. But I don't know if I want to waste a credit on this book. I need to think about it a bit more. But yeah, let's just get into it. The Lantern's Ember by Colleen Houck. I think it's Houck. But yeah, anyway, this book. If you guys saw my September TBR, this book I was kind of meh about. I'm still kind of meh about. I haven't picked it up and continued to read it again. I don't really have a drive to. Out of the books that I am starting to read back again, this one might be the one that's gonna be on Audible or an audiobook, because I don't know, like I got this far into it, that small little part right there, and it's not like, oh my goodness, this book is so good, but I want to read it because the premise is interesting, and I do like Jack in this book. So I might continue to read it, but right now I don't have a drive to read it. This might actually become a DNF for me. I'm not entirely sure. I think the best bet is to allow this one to transition over into next month and see if I want to read it then or anything like that. So this one is kind of up in the air. I don't know. I don't know. The Merciful Crow by Margaret. Oh, and this is one of the books that was on my September TBR, and I kind of stopped reading, and now I'm reading again, and I'm actually really enjoying this book. I will say that I kind of wish that there was a bit more, like I'm not too far into it, like just that little snippet right there is what I'm into, but I do wish that there was a bit more character development / interactions with Faye, who's the main character, and then Jas, who's the prince, and then Tavin, who is the prince's personal bodyguard. Because I actually do like the prince and the bodyguard a lot. I just wish there was a bit more of them. There have been some snippets of, personal backstory / character development involving all three of those characters right there, which I really like. I will say that it's kind of confusing, like keeping track of everyone in the group, because there are like 3 or 4 people in the Crows that like she's already friends with and stuff like that, and they'll just like talk to her and like, I don't know who this is, I don't know what they look like I'm confused. So that's like the one downside, but I partially blame myself because I did take such a huge break from reading, and I haven't gone back and like refreshed myself on what the characters look like or stuff like that, but I am catching up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that character. So yeah, that's partially my fault. I do enjoy the class system and the magic system, how this works. The class system is based on like birds, so the crows are kind of the lowest, then you have the hawks who are the fighters, and then you have the phoenixes who are like the royals, and I really like that. I thought that was really creative. And then the magic system, it uses teeth, so like actual pulled teeth from people can be used as magic, which I really like because it brings some like morbidness, I guess, to the world. And if you know me, I enjoy dark fantasy. Like, sweetie, the bloodier the better, please bring it on. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of the book. It's too soon right now to say if I want to read the sequel or not. I will say that there are times where the writing is a bit, I guess the best word to kind of describe it is flowery, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of metaphors, there's a lot of similes, there's a lot of comparisons and other stuff like that. And at times, those, for me, take away from, like, what's actually being said in the sentence. It was like, Faye was like this, which was like that, which was related to that. I'm just like, I'm completely lost. What are we talking about? But I feel like I can get used to the writing and stuff like that. It is well written. I enjoy it. It's nothing like I'm just like, oh my gosh, or anything. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this book this month, but I do want to continue to read it. Hopefully I'll finish it in October. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the sequel to one of my favorite, I guess it's the fantasy genre, of Caravel right there. I'm actually really liking this book. I'm not too far in or anything like that, but this book follows Tella, who is the sister of the main character of Scarlet, who is the main character in Caravel. If you watched my August wrap-up, I believe, I said that Tella was not my favorite character. I didn't know how I felt about this, but I kind of like her in this book. It's really early to say that, but she's not like annoying me or anything like that. I like it. I like the plot. I like the premise. It's following a new set of characters, which is kind of rare in a sequel to follow a new set of people, or not entirely. They're not entirely new. They were side characters for the first book, and now the main characters of the first book are side characters. So yeah, that's really it's really uncommon, but I kind of like the stylistic choice. Not gonna lie, as always, the writing in this is beautiful. I love it. I love the world building. The plot draws me in, and I just love this cover. Oh my goodness. This and Caravel, they have such beautiful covers. Yeah, it's really early, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that I'm gonna like this book, and I'm gonna read the third and final book called Finale, I believe it's called. So yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna be reading. There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. First off, I just want to say that I absolutely love this cover. When I first saw this book, it was on Book Outlet, I believe, or like Amazon or something like that. And the cover, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. I'll put a picture out here for you. But I think that's the hardback cover, and this is the paperback, but I absolutely love this cover. I saw it in the bookstore. I'm like, wait, that's the same book? What? And then, like, I just had to buy it. But this book is about 5 people, I believe. Yeah, 5 people. So this book is basically about these prophets that foretold that, you know, this darkness, this evil will be coming, and one savior will be able to stop it or unleash it, essentially. And then those prophets disappeared, and then that's kind of where our 5 main characters come in. They actually end up meeting one another on a collision course, and it sounds like they could be the savior or the destroyer of this world. I'm not a big fan of prophecies. Like, I'm just not in my books because I feel like that's almost like a chosen one trope. It's just like you didn't really do anything to get here, or it's like it's so obvious what's gonna happen. It's like, yeah, you're gonna save the world, you know, you're this good person, blah blah blah. But with this book, I don't know. It, even though it says prophecy, it doesn't read like a chosen run, if that makes sense. And the fact that it involves 5 people kind of helps break that trope just a bit more, instead of it just being one person that kind of like stands alone, if that makes sense. And these 5 people, they don't sound like the best of people, so hopefully I get a lot of great characters. And I also like that there is a choice between like them possibly messing up and then destroying the world. Usually it's like if you do nothing, the world's going to be destroyed, but if you do something, literally anything, you're going to save your world, which I don't like, you know. But it sounds here like they could mess up and have like actual consequences, if that makes sense. So I like that premise of it. I haven't began to read this book. I really want to. I'm really excited to. I've heard kind of mixed reviews about this book, but it interests me, and I'm willing to give it like the benefit of the doubt involving like the prophecy and that kind of stuff. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this book I really like, and it's really good because I really want to like this book because the cover is just you know. So like, I don't know, I'll probably get to this book in October because I want to finish reading The Merciful Crow and Legendary before I start on this book. So yeah, hopefully by the end of October I'll have an update with this bad boy right here. So, and that is it. That is my reading slump update. Those are the books that I'm thinking about DNFing or continuing reading or really want to read. Long story short, I'm glad that I'm out of this reading slump. I'm glad that I want to be continuing to read and stuff like that. So yeah, sorry I went so long without an update, but you know, because I wasn't reading, there wasn't really anything to update. I could have done like a review of a book because I do have books lined up here to be reviewed. But I don't know, I kind of also hit a slump with this YouTube channel. I was like, I don't really want to do this. I didn't really want to edit. You know, I just didn't want to do it, you know, but I'm back on track. So, sorry again that you guys went so long without an update, but here's one now, and then we'll get one at the end of September, hopefully more through October. There is a video that I've been meaning to edit and upload for you guys. I filmed it a long time ago. It's like why tropes that I hate or something like that. So yeah, I want to get that out to you. I'm not entirely sure when. I need to look at, you know, my schedule and plan and see what I have going on there, but hopefully I can do it by the end of this year. But yeah, just be looking forward to that, and many more books. It's good to be back. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my other social media. This is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those will be listed down in the description below. And I will gladly see you in the next video. Bye!